What's going on, guys? My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have something a little different. Today, we are using Monster Hunter's tried and true Greatsword. Now, if you know me, you know anything about me, you know that I love the Greatsword. My only issue with it is that I like the morphing weapons more, which is why I lean more towards Switch Axe and Charge Blade. But the Greatsword was one of my favorite weapons in Monster Hunter World, where I initially started playing Monster Hunter. And it only feels a million times better when you play Monster Hunter Wilds. You get to do clashing, the guard clashing with the monsters with the Greatsword. You get to offset attacks with the Greatsword. You get to do it all. And it is so much fun. But I wanted something a little different. I wanted something that was all status oriented. I know right now with Lagiacrus and everything like that, and Sagios, Archtempered with Duna, everybody's rocking Raw or Elemental because a lot of things got adjusted and they're better now, which is awesome. But I wanted to go back to the original Greatsword idea, and I think I came up with something that's pretty clever, and it's not something that I naturally would have used because I only kind of thought about it in the way of using it for hammer. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Right now, we have Varianza. Sure, that's what we're going to go with. Varianza. Maybe that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. With 205 attack, this is a rarity 8 Artian weapon, 5% affinity, 520 sleep ailment, just for the record. Holy, with the Gamma Ray Dow helmet and arms, the Lagiacrus chest and coil, both beta variants, and the Gamma Uthduna Greaves, with the Exploiter Charm 2 and Evasion Mantle. The armor set is pretty standard. The armor set, if you watch previous videos of mine, you would know this is my title update to meta build. This is kind of what I'm using everything to kind of get damage numbers and test, see what's worth it, what's not. I enjoy this set a lot. It gives me all of the best skills. It's got Weakness Exploit, Agitator, Maximum Might, Divine Blessing, Stamina Surge, Evade Extender, Quick Sheath, Counter Strike, and adaptability. It's got a lot of stuff. It does a pretty good job. So all of this is pretty similar. So we'll go over it real quick. Protections, jewels 3. There's 3 of those for Divine Blessing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Challenger jewels to max out our Agitator. We have the Mighty Jewel 1 right here, and that is to max out our Maximum Might. We have the Counter Jewel 2 here to max out. Not to max out. To have Counter Strike. When you get hit, especially if you're playing anything that's not Lance or Gunlance, and you get hit, you're going to get knocked back. You might as well have the extra damage that comes from it. We have the Jumping Jewel, and this is to max out our Evade Extender. We have the Adapt Jewel to give us adaptability, just so that we don't have to worry about any of the environmental burns or freezes, whatever. And we have the Refresh Jewel for Stamina Surge. Now, like I was saying, the Greatsword. The Greatsword needs one real thing. Focus. The reason it needs focus is because most of your hits are charge up attacks. You have to charge and swing. That's how the majority of the Greatsword's damage comes about. Now, what if I were to tell you the Greatsword also has stun values to where you can knock monsters out? Now, what if I told you that Charge Master, where you charge up your attacks like for focus, also were to get bonuses and do more status build up for your charge attacks? And then what if I told you that you could add crit status to it as well to give you more crits or more status affliction on crits? I was able to get all 3 of these to max level. The stun power increased by 40%. That's a lot, especially depending on what you're hitting. If you're hitting the head, you might be knocking it out and putting it to sleep. Kind of like the old, before Title Update 1, Charge Blade Paralysis impact files used to do, where you would para a monster, and then you'd knock it out, and then by the time it got back up, you were able to para it again, and then by the time it was out of para, you'd be able to knock it back out. The idea was to sleep it, knock it out, sleep it, knock it out. I did do one testing with this build so far against an Arkfeld, which we are not fighting today, because your boy also is going to do a Corn Popper build, which means I kind of got to go do the event before it ends in like 3 days. So we're going to go kill one of those right now. Whole bit. This was what I wanted to do, just so that I could kind of knock two birds, one stone, lets me work on my corn popper. That's unfortunate, but it also means I can showcase this. You mean to tell me I got stunned after one hit? Really? And just like that, it already got put to sleep. So what we're going to do is, if you don't know, with the Greatsword, you can walk around, turn on your focus mode, charge up aiming away from the monster, and then once you get to your final attack, mess it up just like I did. Well, if you guys don't know, when it comes to Greatsword, you want to be making sure that you are sheathing your weapon. That is the second sleep already, though. We don't have a... what's the word? A bomb. We don't have another bomb because we already used it. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and charge up our attack. There we go. And the white right wing is broken. See if we can get the true charge off. There we go. 705 on a wound break. Ain't too bad. But I mean, you guys have seen, I've put this thing to sleep twice already. With relative ease. There we go. There's an offset. I disagree. Sleeped 3 times. We have been in this hunt for 4 minutes. 933, no wound break is pretty solid. I'll take that. Alright, because I hate fighting Rathian and Rathian is annoying, we're just going to capture this. And we're going to move on to go and fighting the Congalala. Oh, it's right here. Poop monkey. So we put the Rathian to sleep 3 times. It took us about 5 minutes. We have already put our Congalala friend to sleep. So we'll do the wake up attack with the true charge slash. Nice. Almost 1k. We'll call it 1k. Go ahead and temper wound break. We did manage to break the head already, which is pretty nice. 430. Unfortunate that wasn't a good weak spot. It's okay though. We'll take a counter strike. That's fine. Nice little offset. I think he goes to sleep in a couple more hits. 1 more hit. 1300 on a tempered wound break. I'll take that. See, the whole idea was to build up that status affliction and just use it to the best of your ability. The fact that I was able to put the Congalala to sleep twice already, the Rathian to sleep 3 times, the Congalala to sleep 3 times now, is absolutely ludicrous. There we go. This one didn't get nearly as far away, so that's a win. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my Sleep Greatsword build. We did put both monsters to sleep 3 times each by myself. Duck wasn't using anything. So, with that being said, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.